Hello everyone, and today I would like to talk about some tips regarding transitioning to online virtual meetings in general and virtual co-location sessions specifically in lean IPD projects. And now there are a lot of great tools out there such as Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, Slack, WebEx, Skype, and so on. But in this video, I would like to just focus on the features that Zoom is offering because they are a little bit more advanced. But the points that I'm going to make are basically applicable to all different platforms. Well, first thing is that you need to understand your tool. You need to really embrace all different features that that tool offers. The online meetings are a lot different than the offline meeting. Most important part is that you cannot have those crosstalks that can be very disruptive and work against the efficiency of your meeting. Therefore, only one person can speak at a time. This requires a management there, and you need to be familiar with the tools that your software, your platform is offering to you to moderate this. For instance, muting everybody at the entering to the session or creating a wait room and then letting everybody at the same time entering the big room that you are having. And then also teaching the participants some other features that they can use instead of cutting off someone who is right now talking and then creating some sort of rabbit holes that you just don't want to have them in your meeting. For instance, if they disagree with something, they can use some of the icons that are available, or they can raise their hands before activating their mics to get the word by the moderator, and then they can make their points through the microphone. Other important features that you need to get familiar with are how, for instance, the screen sharing works. So how can you just share part of your screen and part of your desktop and keep your privacy, if you will. And then also how to use the whiteboard efficiently. So what are the features that you can use there? How can you wipe a whiteboard? There are also some more advanced features to that specifically Zoom is offering that you can click around and get familiar to them. Another point is that I totally recommend you to record your sessions as a protocol. Matter of fact, what we are doing is also parallel to that, running an AI-based transcription software. So we are getting live transcription of the meetings, and then we can have a text-based protocol available as well. And then you need to find out and understand how the breakout rooms work if you want to create smaller work sessions. Zoom is having that feature incorporated in their platform, but for the other platforms, there are some workarounds available. For instance, you need to create some extra sessions for each smaller work group and then share those links with the group captains and so on. So there's a workaround available, but it is much more easier in Zoom to have those smaller groups. So as for the big room, of course, I totally recommend to have a moderator there and introduce that moderator to everybody, because that is the person who is going to walk everybody through the agenda and then mute, unmute people, decide who can talk now and who needs to get a response or not. So that is important to have. Another thing is to have an agenda ahead of time. So in Lean IPD projects, this is very common to have that. But the effect of not having a proper agenda ahead of time is greater in online sessions. So you just want to avoid that conversations regarding what to put on the agenda and what not at the beginning of each big room. So just make sure that you have an agenda in place when you are starting your big room meeting. It is much more efficient that only the moderator shares their screen, because sharing screen is a little bit tricky and some people are using it for the first time or haven't used it many times. So that can lead to some technical issues, assuming that when in this time and age that every document that we are working on is cloud-based or can be cloud-based and can be shared with everybody. That would be great to just share that with the moderator and notice them, and then the moderator opens and shares those files and documents, and then the speakers can talk through. PPC report outs and pool plans are essential parts of big rooms. Now, we are very familiar with using physical artifacts to communicate the content of our PPC and interact with the pool plan. Now, in this age and time, we need to transfer to the online tools, and for that, there are a lot of tools available out there. My recommendation would be to use simpler tools, even tools that are not specifically developed for pool planning, for instance, and PPC. The reason is that you do not need to educate people specifically for a specific tool. That is actually not adding a lot of value to you. Tools such as even Google Slides or Google Jamboard or even Lucidchart can act as a digital version of PPC report or pool plans, and they can act very efficiently if they are organized properly. And then have them, they are all cloud-based, and then the moderator can share them and discuss with everybody the details in the big room session. The same applies for the other lean tools that you would like to incorporate in your online session. For instance, if you would like to have a plus data analysis, the same tools can be used to perform that. For instance, my experience is that even Google Slides can handle like a large group interacting with that and being still efficient and very interactive. As for the smaller groups, again, learn how to create those groups with the breakout feature or find an alternative way to do that. The other point is to assign also a captain or a moderator to each work session and then let them apply whatever rules that we talked about for the big room, for the smaller rooms as well. Now, to be efficient in smaller groups, and we know that these are specialty groups and experts groups, try to limit the number of people who are attending those work sessions. So around about 5 to 6 people and not more is a good size. The experience shows if it's more than that, the efficiency of the group declines dramatically. So try to moderate that as much as possible. The other point is to maximize the use of collaborative tools. Now, in smaller groups, they are expert groups, and the content that they are discussing usually goes beyond using text-based documents or spreadsheets or slides. So in order to have a collaborative exchange using much more expert software, try to get your participants familiar with tools such as TeamViewer, or how to use remote desktop, or how to share their desktop so that they can switch between the online meeting tool such as Zoom and then their expert application. Lastly, no matter what kind of platform you are going to use, it is important to prepare training sessions for your members. As you know, we have a very diverse industry from demographic point of view and skill set point of view. So in order to bring everybody up to speed to deal with these kind of digital tools, it is essential to have equal training for everybody so everybody know what features are available and how to deal with these kind of platforms. Remember that most of these platforms have a very limited sets of features. They are still also not very well developed, so they are adjusting as well to the new situations. Therefore, it is important to know what are the shortcomings of each tool and what can you do and what is not possible really to do with a specific tool. Anyhow, make sure to have as much as interaction as possible in your training sessions so you can give everybody the opportunity to have some hands-on experience with the tool, because learning by doing is the most effective way of understanding different tricks and how to interact with software. So that's it for today. I hope that was helpful for you. If you need any further help regarding these transitions, just go to our website, get in touch with us. We will be more than happy to help you. If you have any feedback, just let us know.